Please excuse the raggedy nature and hosting destination of this video. My computer's broken, my webcam's broken, but anyway, who cares? Because England are through to the knockout stages of Euro 2020, which of course is hosted in 2021. I'm not gonna make out that anything brilliant has happened, and I'm not going to overly change my stance or my tone from what it has been over the past little while. But this is good news. There's a lot of things that had to happen today. In many respects, this was the first game I wasn't too bothered about performance. This was the first game where there were certain boxes that need to be ticked, and that was the result, because the most important thing about this game was playing at Wembley at the next game. That's what we had to do, you know. It's pretty pointless having the advantage of, it's not quite a home tournament, is it? But you know what I mean, where there's some games played at home. If you can't get to play those games at home, I believe if we'd have finished second, we'd have to go and play in Copenhagen. Lovely place, of course. But when there's an opportunity to play your next match at Wembley in front of an increased crowd, which would be 40,000, then it has to be taken. So I was pleased to see that we won the game, obviously. More importantly, I was pleased to see that Gareth Southgate wanted to win the game. And you could tell that he did, because when we scored the goal, he was very, very happy about it. The team was a little bit different, and it's going to throw up some interesting questions for him. But I just want to look at the positive. So the next game at Wembley is a really, really good thing. There's no doubt about that. Harry Maguire coming back again is great news, really good news. The inclusion of Saka, I thought, played tremendously well. And looking back on the group, which, look, I know it wasn't the most difficult group in the world, granted, but we didn't concede a goal, and that's got to be really good. I'm particularly happy for England to have done that without playing with the three at the back, because you do always feel that Southgate wants to play with the three at the back. On this occasion, on this occasion, in terms of the group, he's played with two at the back, and he's not conceded a goal. Yes, he's playing with two defensive midfielders. I'd like to see more goals. I'd like to see more opportunity from the front mob or the creative players. I'm hoping that will come. If it doesn't, it does certainly show that we are able to defend. That being said, Croatia's attack, Scotland's attack, and of course the Czech Republic's attack is not going to be of the same standards of Portugal and France and Germany and Italy in particular, and some of the other teams we've seen. So you're going to need a good defence, but we've still yet to be tested. I certainly felt in this game, the Czech Republic were probably lacking a number 10 in many respects. In fact, if Czech Republic had a Jack Grealish or a Phil Foden or a Mason Mount, for instance, I feel certainly it would sort of metamorphosize their team totally and utterly. I didn't think they really posed us a massive threat. So this was a comfortable win. Actually, I'm being polite there. Not only did they not pose a massive threat, I didn't think they were particularly good. Didn't really pose us any threat at all. Good long shot, long range save from Pickford. Not an awful lot, really. And I just wonder if England will play better, actually, when we're up against better opposition, because we have to, because that was a game of two halves, and we were very good in the first half and pretty crap in the second half. But it almost didn't matter, because we've not really been tested massively by any of the teams in the group stage, certainly. That being said, there were some positives, and there were some little things to be worried about. I'll try and keep it to this game rather than an overview of the whole game. But before I do you like football? Do you like apps? And do you like ones? If you do like football and you like apps and you like ones, please do consider downloading the One Football app, which is in the link below. Well, it's probably not now, but it will be. Maybe Charlie's typing it now. Really, really good. I filtered out everything else. I've only got West Ham and England on mine. You might not be English. You might be Irish. And you can just have West Ham and Ireland. You filter out all that Tottenham news, all that nasty news from that comes down from the Scottish FA and stuff like that. You can tailor. It's a really good app. You can tailor it towards your specifications, and they don't spam you with loads of stuff either, which is very, very good. It's One Football app in the link below. Right. I mean, obviously, I'm doing this review now. Gio's going to be licking his wounds because Scotland lost tonight, which will ultimately be a frustrating tournament for them, certainly. Thank you, James, mate. James has just stuck a couple of quid in the kitty there. Thank you, my friend. Buy yourself a cage for it's vicious. It's vicious, isn't it? I'll have to get that. I'm actually allergic to that cushion. Thank you, James. I'm not. It's not made of genuine animal hair. It has to be said. Okay, let's have a little look at the team today. Saka, really good. Very, very pleased. This is an interesting one for Southgate because I think he's probably going to have to play that team again, albeit there may be another change somewhere along the line. Grealish made the assist for Sterling's goal. I thought Sterling played well. I thought Grealish played well. I thought Saka played well. Predictably, Grealish was taken off, but we weren't controlling the game in the second half. But I thought in that first half, that was the most I'd enjoyed this any of this Euro 2020. In fact, it's probably fair to say I've enjoyed some of the other games that England haven't participated in more than the England games, which I found quite frustrating. Really good to see Maguire back, who I thought played well. I thought Stones played well alongside him. I thought defensively, Kyle Walker played well today. Not that he was put massively under pressure, but just mean when the ball came back and a cross came in, he comfortable enough to chest it to the goalkeeper, head it back, just very, very comfortable. I thought Luke Shaw played well and was linking pretty well with certainly Jack Grealish down that side. Raheem Sterling, they sort of had something going on there. Sterling scored the goal. The midfield of Rice and Phillips. I mean, that's really interesting to see what he's going to do there. Declan Rice, if you don't know, was taken off for Jordan Henderson to come on. And now I think you can read anything into that you want. You can read into it he wanted to get Jordan Henderson some time. You can read into it he was saving Declan Rice for the next game. So he was sort of resting him up. You can read into it that Phillips was just played really well, which he had a good game. We're not going to know until the next game. We didn't need two defensive midfielders on there, really. Although Phillips does play a little bit more advanced. When Rice went off, Phillips went and sat back there. I should probably talk you through the goal in just a second, shouldn't I? But it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. Gareth Southgate would probably argue differently. Gareth Southgate would probably say that the two defensive midfielders have been the reason that we haven't conceded a goal. And that is a good thing. Not conceding a goal is certainly a good thing in the group stage. I think they're... for me, anyway, I don't know what you guys think, and girls, Harry Kane's a bit... He can't drop Harry Kane, right? I mean, he can't drop Harry Kane, but I was sort of mindful when I saw the camera pans to Calvert-Lewin. Did you see it? And, I mean, he was sat there frustrated. I would expect anybody to be frustrated if they're not on the pitch. But I did sort of, a penny for his thoughts, and he's thinking Kane's not playing very well and I can't get on the pitch. Jason, let's just deal with this little question here. Hello to everybody in the chat, by the way. For a bit of a different review, this one, because I'm on my own. It's after an England game. It's just different, a little bit different. But thanks for joining me anyway, particularly so late at night. On a school night as well. It says, Jason said, do you feel England are fulfilling their potential? They're not. They're not, Jason. They're really not. Hello, Doug, mate, by the way. No, but it's now time for Southgate to try and get that potential out. There's no way he can now try and shoehorn anyone but Saka in for the next game. He has to do that. I thought he played really well. I think it would be fair to say if Gio was here today, he would probably say, who's your man of the match today? And I think I would probably answer by saying Saka. I thought it was really good. The goal was Grealish did really well, took on his man, drove to the byline, chipped up across with his left foot. It got the slightest of deflections. I think it would have been a goal anyway, because actually, all I think the deflection did was stopped it being Saka's goal and gave it a little bit more elevation, which meant it was Sterling's goal. It's quite funny actually to talk about Grealish in there, which we've all been, many of us have been looking forward to him playing. I think the thing that I really like about Grealish, and if I had to put my finger on one thing, I don't want any praise of Grealish to be a criticism of Phil Foden. I think Phil Foden is highly likely to go down, if he fulfills his potential, as the best English player of his generation. I think he's that good. Don't get me wrong. But I think sometimes, this is probably why Southgate likes him, he can play within the parameters of a system. So Southgate will say, you stay out there on the right and you do this and you do that. Whereas you almost, and he's got a capacity and the ability to win any game. But I get the feeling with Jack Grealish, every time Grealish gets the ball, he's actually saying, oh, I am actually going to win this game, and I'm going to drive at them, and I'm going to impact this now. Now maybe Southgate doesn't like that because it doesn't stick within the parameters of the system, but you do, and I feel that because he probably lifts the fans, that when he gets the ball at his feet, you're thinking, well, Jack Grealish is thinking, oh, I'm going to do this now. Now I am going to make the telling contribution in this game. Of course, it doesn't always happen. How can it? It can't get an assist or a goal every time he gets the ball, but his intent is there every single time. And I like it, and he has to carry on playing him, and it's going to make it an interesting conundrum. I also thought that when Jude Bellingham came on, Bellingham looked really, really good. So it's gonna throw a really interesting bit there. Someone's just GP has just basically suggested that Rice wasn't very good. It was something that was pointed out to me a little while ago, which was when Maguire's in the team, how Rice plays. Rice doesn't play as well when Maguire's in the team. For two reasons. Maguire comes out from the back and occupies a space that Rice likes. And the other thing that I added to that was actually he's you almost have to play second fiddle to him in terms of, even though he's not the captain, in that captaincy and leadership role. Now, I'm a big advocate if you can't have too many leaders on the pitch. I think that's really, really important that you do. However, I think when you look at it, there was a point today where Maguire was very much bossing a few of these people round, which is a good thing, by the way, and Rice as well. And I looked at Rice, and Rice was sort of like the little schoolboy with his head bowed, listening to what his teacher was saying. I'm not saying there's a massive issue there, but and it has to be that Rice takes the junior role. But I do think both positionally and in terms of a sort of leadership role in a defensive area, I know Rice is midfielder. He has to play a little bit of second fiddle there. I'm just going to go with very, very quickly here because I just want to deal with where's Dagenham Dave gone? Well, obviously, he's in Dagenham. I think our pragmatic dull style may suit better opposition. After all, 3 clean sheets. I did wonder that. I said that earlier on in the video, Dave. I did wonder whether that would be the case. I do also think that teams are going to come more out to get us, and they'll leave space at the back. And I did think that was quite... He's already shown, Sterling, that he has an ability to get in behind. That has to be the three in that position. It has to be Sterling, Saka, and Grealish for the next game. It just has to. What I believe Southgate with the two decisions. What's he going to do in midfield? Is he going to bring Mount back in? Is he going to drop? Is he going to drop Rice? Is he going to drop Phillips? And or what's he going to do at striker? I think we know the answer to that. He's going to continue to play Harry Kane, which is fine. It's not overly controversial, but a couple of crosses came in, and actually the irony is the cross, the assist from Grealish was exactly the type of thing that you can imagine Harry Kane being stood on the far post and heading that in. He just wasn't in there. That bit. That being said, there wasn't a whole load of crosses going in, and just right. Okay, I'm gonna skedaddle and leave you to it. Gatesy has just said he's hoping we get hungry. I actually am hungry because I think I had my dinner at 4 o'clock, and it's now. No wonder I'm hungry. I'm not eating for over 6 hours. There's Mandy. Bless you, Mandy. $2.99 super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. Your sticker's in the post. It's not. Please don't pledge any money. I think you're getting a sticker. I think it's a virtual thing. I don't know. It's all YouTube. I have nothing to do with it. I think G will be back later on, possibly on this channel to discuss Scotland. He might not. Let's be honest. I don't blame him if he doesn't. He's probably not very happy at all. Yeah, all the build up for the tournament, and probably delighted to be in the tournament for the first time in 20 years. And I don't know. Clearly, I've not seen a game they won't be happy with. Possibly it was 3-1, quite possibly against against Croatia. I think Modric scored, flashed up a goal on the screen, the game that I was watching anyway. I'll dissect this a little bit more and look at some West Ham news on the forum channel tomorrow. Please don't forget the OneFootball app. That is in the link below, or at least it will be. It will be in the link below when I start typing it in. Thanks for joining me. England are through to the next round. Some good positive, some things that still need to be addressed. I'm not saying England are winning the tournament, but we don't look like it. All I will say is maybe it was just, I think, to be fair, I think it was just maybe just a little bit better than what we've seen before. And I say a little bit, just a little bit. Thank you for joining me. I'll catch up with you all over the next couple of